Hello everyone and welcome to this match of Roulette Relay presented by Providence. This time for a losers bracket round 1 match between the Burly man and NezukoXPenguinXSoviet. Let's see if we have the players as well, because we know that we will start with Dartmoor on the left side, who is still offline, and Nezuko-chan is already live on the right hand side. But no duck yet, and also no voice chat for the teams in the Discord, but let's hope it will be managed in time. So at the top of the hour, which is in under 1 minute, we will see the first spin for both players. Until then, a very quick revision of the rules. We will see 6 maps, 6 spins, of which the players, or like these 6 spins the players have to do in order, but as a team, as a relay, so each teammate can or has to do 2 spins exactly, and then they will pass the baton to their teammate, and that will mean a change of stream links, of course, but that will be handled, of course, live as it goes, because we have the first spin here now. Oh, indeed, we'll talk about the forfeit in just a moment. But the first spin is Sapienza, Silvio Caruso fall as gardener, Francesca Di Santis sniper rifle as the butler. And there's a lot of developments about this match, as I'm adding some game sound here. So of course it's hard to schedule 3v3, and this match wasn't any different. Yeah, there we go, Dark Norris is live on the left hand side. The Burly men have a sizable scheduling nightmare with Mika's exam starting at the top of next hour, so in 60 minutes, which means that he prefers to do his 2 maps as soon as possible, within the next 60 minutes, of course. Otherwise he has to forfeit his maps. And well, the compromise that they made is that Mika will play maps 3 and 4, which will be Hokkaido and Chongqing. But there wasn't a chance for full flexibility here with within the team, as of course mastery has to be learned, at least on Dark Norris' side. So I guess this was the best possible approach here, which means Dark Norris plays the first 2 maps, but also to get through these maps in real time as quick as possible, they already forfeited the first map, which will be turned into a 30-minute penalty. So it is as if the Burly men have taken 30 minutes for this first spin. And of course, if Nezuko-chan and his team can do the first map quicker, then they will be in the lead, despite looking it otherwise on the map or on the screen. So nice, the voice chat is now made, and I think, yeah, the Burly men will be joining that voice chat, but not the other team. They are not a voice chatting type, so that has been taken care of, and we should be good to go. So as opposed to different matches where we would see very synced gameplay on the first map, we see a forfeit, of course, on the left hand side. So the Burly man, and Dark Norris in particular, is now taking care of the Dartmoor spin. It is Unicorn Horn as photographer for Alexa Carlisle, and there is no secondary objective restriction here in any of the Providence tournaments. Yeah, frame per minute on here, but let's hope, well, for starters, let's hope that Duck won't take long with Dartmoor, and then his stint is already over, and then we can go to better frame rate, but we can still see the gameplay here. It will be the infiltration of the top floor. Alexa is already out of this room, and we could have seen, or we almost saw, a nice clutch with the peekaboo turning into a calmer, but the calmer wasn't quick enough, so the guard spotted him trespassing and basically compromised him. So another restart there. And this time hopefully just a bit quicker. He can reach the top floor while Alexa is in her office. Darkness skips scale because Sapienza, sorry, because the Burly men are on a timer and Mika has to play his third and fourth map, or his first and second map, but the third and fourth map of the stint before the top of the hour, because exams, but yeah, IRL taking priority as it should. Nezuko with the first kill down, and red guns, I think that was Alexis, the roaming guard next to the observatory, causing the restart for Nezuko-chan 3 minutes in. Darkness changing disguises was seen, or the body rather, but definitely a red gun run ending situation, so another restart there. So start of the run, start of the stint, and despite it looking like very uneven with first map versus second map, all the seconds will be calculated automatically thanks to the admin page which Curry made for us. So if it comes to anything close or a strange situation which doesn't make a lot of sense without knowing the numbers, we will of course let you know how the numbers are broken down. But for now it's their first spin for both of them, just after one forfeit. And of course Nezuko can take a sizable lead here if the team can just quickly get through this first map. Steve will fall as Gardener, a couple options for that. You can jack him outside the observatory and dump him over the railing or over his puking spot. You just gotta watch out for the chef there. While you could shoot the panel much earlier and wait until he's upstairs and dump him over the railing there. Couple options for sure. Francesca Sniper Butler. It's just a challenge of getting the disguise, which is not the most straightforward, but not the hardest one either. Probably only moderate, difficult disguise from inside the mansion. Besides, I guess, Roberto Vargas, but you can always have a pneumatic for him. Dark Norris in the disguise, green gun still, not sure about the unicorn horn, but there are a couple on this map. Of course, he just wants to be just a bit quicker. He sadly can't vault through the window or into the window, but after vaulting up, he can do so after some agility actions change, picking up some non-lethal melee for the chaos. And I would say so that his timing is a good 30 seconds quicker. So he's looking good for the isolation upstairs. After which there is a unicorn horn in the panic room, or in the storage room adjacent to the panic room to be exact. So shouldn't be any problems getting that kill item. Now, if only those corner shots were hit. I think the first one hit but was also seen by the guard, so that was turning into a hunted. And have to restart there as well. Green guns for Nezuko. 1 minute and 40 seconds into his run, about 50 seconds until the Francesca isolation would be doable. No Francesca kill here, because the butler is still in position downstairs. So we'll see how that is going to shake out. Might be a very fast way to get that photographer, but sadly the dart is stuck in the bushes. So Duck will restart again. They got this down. This is basically how this guy should be acquired, and then how the isolation should be done. So once he gets it down step by step, don't think it will take too long until that Dartmoor is done. For Nezuko, it's time for the isolation. Into this side room. Chongqing should be just fine there. Even dumps her out to this outside part. And now it's time for the Silvio isolation. He has the Gardener disguise, so he can get the first kill and then after go for the Butler. He had a nice corner shot there last time around, not sure if he will have anything like that remaining. Very straightforward isolation here, and then we can see the chef outside on the minimap, that's the white dot, and now on instinct as well. Nezuko is very well aware. And the chef is just about to leave, so it's perfect timing for that dump and the first kill of this match. Actually, I think Nezuko got a Francesca kill not long ago, but the first Silvio kill nonetheless, and now it's time to get that Butler disguise. I think he will be trespassing inside. We'll see if he manages to keep his green guns, as Dark Norris has made it in time. I think he's very well in time. Although Alexa might just be leaving, depending on how long this KO can take with the meaty bone. That's one guard down, the other one will be leaving the balcony as Alexa is leaving the room, so that will be a bit tricky to keep green guns there. And opts for a restart. Still green guns, I would say, but decides not to do the full on isolation. Might have been a call from the team, as Nezuko-chan have to restart. He was seen changing disguises by the upstairs guard. A couple of roaming guards there, making the Butler very hard to get if you don't lure him to the side room. Yeah, but there is not much we can do about it now. He's there. Can't delay him even more. Just gotta hope that soon the Burly men find the first finish of this race, as Nezuko is also hoping to get this first finish. Still on their first tries after 11.5 minutes each. The match started with an instant Sapienza forfeit by Darkness to speed up their race, at least on the real-time side, so that they can finish their 6 maps earlier, or most importantly, so that Mika can finish his two maps earlier. And Darkness is quicker and quicker, and with this one now 117 and almost up to the top floor. And if he can nail that Calmer shot, and he has at least another dart, it's looking very good to get this isolation, but very few frames to judge by this one. He got the first shot, he got a second Calmer, there are 2 guards remaining, but that KO will be seen, sadly. So just need to find a way to somehow KO them in a way, and that was definitely, sadly, not the right order. He got the 2 Chanks, but the 2 KOs weren't in the right order, or at least on the right people, because the first KO was seen by the other guard, which was close but no cigar for this round. But he's upstairs in time with the right disguise, with 2 Chanks, so if he can hit those, and it's promising for that first Dartmoor finish. I hope the sound levels are fine. That is supposed to be Nezuko audio. just in the background so that we can at least hear something. I can see some audio on the left hand side, but if the Burly men are playing then or voice chatting, then I would rather not interrupt them. Joka J, Dartmoor is very new player. I would doubt that he has any DLCs purchased, and he is missing certain firearms, which luckily wasn't the case, or wasn't a decisive moment for this Dartmoor spin. And it is wholesome, sorry. Yeah, some teaching is necessary when someone is as new as Doug, but he's a good learner. And I think that's 2 chunks, but that's combat because he was seen in that hostile area without the enforcer dot, but that was still a problem. As for Nezuko, gets the straightforward Silvio isolation down. That was a big whoosh there, but no one turned around. So that should be the jag and the kill for Nezuko for the second time. 15 minutes into the spin, 15 minutes into the match. Just stalking Chef Marcello that way. But there's the kill down. And it's time to get the butler again. Another restart for Dartmoor. He had to change disguises, or he was spotted changing disguises. I'm not sure if crouching there would have helped or anything, but that's a bit of time loss again. What? So Nezuko is looking for this isolation on the butler, and he's delaying some housekeeper cycles. He has 2 Chang darts. That guard is very well hidden behind that flower, and that was a miss, so sadly not really working out there. Has to resort for a lure. And we'll be getting that guard out of the way without darts. It's a good backup plan. But the guard doesn't see the SMG. That's kind of hilarious. So I'm not sure who that will be lured.
Find something to hide behind. You bet.
The situation is definitely difficult to calculate sometimes. Well, moment of truth. And Nezuko has the butler disguise. This is big. And should be almost everything for this spin. Curious if there's anything else that can go wrong. Hopefully not. But also big moment for the Burly man. He doesn't have an angle on the second guard. And I think misses the shot in the end. It's definitely difficult getting rid of those 4 guards, but he's up there more and more often. So hopefully one of these tries will be the one with the 2 Changs and the 2 KOs. It's really finicky, but hopefully doable soon enough. Nezuko-chan just going for the virus now. We have seen the EMP in his hand, and if he picked that up after the thrown distraction, then he should be good to go for that last objective, destroying the virus. Just for some added drama, the guard is on a perfect cycle to ruin this one, but gets the SMG, gets the EMP drop, and then drops with the SMG, gets out of the map, and we will have our first Sapienza finish, and Nezuko taking 90 minutes to Burly man's 30. We now have an 11-minute effective lead. Beyond, of course, what we can see on the map. So that's something to keep in mind. Unless the Burly men win by 11 minutes, NezukoXPenguinXSoviet will be the winners here. Of course, more forfeits may be possible, hopefully that's not the case. And hopefully more finishes are on the horizon. Nezuko stays for the team for the second map. Actually, fairly advantageous for myself here to only having to change the stream links after 2 maps, because the first 2 maps are for Dartmoor and Nezuko-chan, and then Mika and Linux for maps 3 and 4, and then Gigs and Soviet will finish it off for maps 5 and 6. And as a reminder, the 6 maps for today are Sapienza, Dartmoor, Hokkaido, Chongqing, Mendoza and Whittleton Creek. As I said this all, that is very likely to be the 4 KOs with green guns. The unconscious witness of course means well, that's on Alexa. So once we get through this slideshow, we are almost through now. There is a unicorn horn here for sure. There we go. And should be turning green here. Very much hope so that is the case, and then Duck can finish this Dartmoor mission. Locking on the right head. Red guns turn green. That's the kill down. Case file, any method, any disguise. So no problems there. 1975 for the code and the Dartmoor drop. If that can be taught, of course, within voice chat, that will be really hyped to see. And then barely any enforcers remaining, and Dartmoor can very well finish this Dartmoor. There's the drop. And just the keys remaining. Nezuko going for peekaboo here, but I think... So no one hit it. So no one got hooked for the original distraction and then wasn't strong enough for the peekaboo, but now Alexa is coming through here. I think she will stop soon enough. There's no question mark, but, but apparently she's on a cycle. Or she's on some peekaboo, which is naturally... Where is she going? Well, there's the kill, regardless of the lack of question mark. And I have to switch scenes really quickly, and I apologize for taking so long. We are going to Mika now. Yeah, it was a very nice peekaboo. Got me confused even that it's it's even a peekaboo without a question mark, but there you have it. And that's 1 token. Oh, Diana's off for Nezuko. That's interesting. And then just Rebecca's token remaining, and then we will have Hokkaido versus Hokkaido. Yeah, that might be a body found indeed, but doesn't matter as there's no enforcement to worry here. And Nezuko will be out as well, so we got it going, and I won't waste any time and change to Linux's stream. And as Nezuko is planning, and both teams now have the 3rd spin, let's focus on the spin first, and then the left hand side a bit, as Mika is playing now. Eric Soder's pistol as Portman, Yuki Yamazaki Katana as Patient. So it is a Patient spin, but Portman is the VIP one, of course. And with the Katana, which cannot be the Masamune or the Masamune, depending on how it is pronounced, as I don't know. It can be a bit of detour into Yuki's suite. But otherwise it's not too difficult to get the disguises. The kill methods are fairly straightforward. The Soder's wallbang, of course, making things much easier. can see some quick approaches here. Linux, starting his stint, is going for the snail and gets 3 guards with it. Yuki and 1 guard is up, but that's still perfect green guns and 2 KOs. Settle it in just under 40 seconds. Linux now has the correct disguise to get the katana, which I think is the point of order here. And Linux turned red apparently, but that was long after the KOs. I would still say that it was probably the sedative animation screwing with him, sadly. It wasn't Linux. Could have saved it, but I suppose the servers were just too slow, and giving him the target C in the body last second red guns well after 10 seconds, 15 seconds perhaps. I can't blame him for checking it out. There's not a lot you can do there. Except doing the whole spin, hoping that you get your green guns back, but it didn't really look like that way. So Linux has to try again, which means Mika has a minute and a half in-game time advantage. Has the patient here, transporting it next to Yuki, which means that as the bodyguard he can now go for the katana, but now very important safety measure here. Now Linux got the red guns instantly, so he paid attention, no doubt, and knows that this is from Yuki. Ooh, that's a miss from Linux. Has one more try, hits it. Similar gameplay here, but I think the advantage is one disguise for Mika. Both of them will be going for the katana now. Probably the only disguise you can do this with. No enforcers, not just passing, and you can carry the katana. It just means that Mika will have the kill, and Linux will have to go for the patient and then go for the kill. Otherwise it's really close, but Linux is held back. It's being held back by that guard with enforcer status. At the very least, until he's woken up. A very good question if he can sneak by. The guard turned around towards 47, but Linux decides not to go for it this time. Mika has the Yuki kill, and now just has to get Portman, which is already set up very nicely. Pistol should be a formality. You can even do it with loud pistol if the loadout didn't permit that. I think Jank and pistol should be very straightforward here. Linux gets the disguise and is hoping that the situation is contained by then. There's no sleeping director and no panicking civilians there. But Linux will also acquire the Portman disguise, which is I think better right now at the 2.5 minute mark than a minute later, just in case he wanders off to somewhere. And of course, if you are in suit, or I guess any regular patient, then you are good to go. Look at the double snail from Mika. This was a double lure, because the original, so the way Mika hit it, neither of them were in range, but I think one of them heard a throw, the other went for the sound, so it was a double sedation in the end. Kills are instant, of course, so Mika can change back to bodyguard with the second kill done, and that will be him finishing Hokkaido already. I think Chongqing will be next, still with Mika, and then Linux will be hot on his heels, because Linux has the first kill down as well, and the second disguise set up, and there is no question that pistol kill should be very straightforward and Well, unless the game wants otherwise, then most likely a first try. 3 maps down for the Burly man. Very soon should be 3 maps down for NezukoXPenguinXSoviet. Now, of course, the question is how to infiltrate the morgue, which is, I think, the reason why Linux is hesitating. As Linux gets down to the morgue, let's see that Chongqing spin, Hush, Explosion, Accident, Perfect, Test Subject, Imagine Royce, Scrap Sword, Facility, Security. And Mendo, our match admin, very much appreciate that one. Says that it's an easy Chongqing, and I would have to agree. Imagine, or I guess the Scrap Sword being really close to Imagine, or at least where she would be after one drone. And the Explosion Accident with the propane tank is a very manageable kill, combined with the perfect test subject, which is also a top floor block disguise, so really shouldn't be many difficulties there. Mika starting suit and getting the Scrap Sword first, and not just Scrap Sword is available right here, but the security disguise. And yeah, that's everything set up for Imogen kill. Now just the question is how to set up Hush. Do you even want to set up Hush? You are allowed on the top floor. You don't often have the chance to breach a drop or drive by Hush, Explosion Accident. But this could be the spin for that. Gets a silenced pistol. And Linux Penguin with the loud gun gets the Soldier's Wallbang, very nicely done. And with everyone hidden, yeah, one in the incinerator, one in the closet, should be an easy way out. No trespassing anymore, but still the yellow guns is a problem. And the guards are panicking, searching the area. We'll be looking to this spot and perhaps towards 47. This KO and the body being hidden would be too long. Opts for just deleting the evidence, and there is no other illegal actions for Linux to take, so he will be out of Hokkaido as well. So, frontal KO for Mika on Hush, but the bullet distraction saved it. And I don't think anyone else is KO'd there. Just Mogwai isolated. But now Mika needs a disguise, so he will be looking to get the researcher just to get to the bathroom, pop the micro taser for that Explosion Accident kill, and then get out of the way. Green guns will be very easy to reacquire. I think you can be worried about trespassing, but it's not the case for this bathroom. What you have to be worried about is crouching before that KO. Yeah, you didn't always see that silent attack with the Q, but there is no GRB, no loud frontal KO, and that should be the Hush kill. Waits until he's outside the area. Very nicely, that's the first kill for Mika. And the first drone of the spin. Mogwai, the only body that can be found there, I guess, apart from Hush, but going to be no issues there. And the green guns will stay. And now just a question of how to isolate Imogen, and the play might be to take the legal disguise, because of course you are allowed in the facility as security, and to approach the duo of Imogen and her guard from behind. With the door being opened with a crowbar, you can somewhat worry about the fact that Imogen cannot scream. It's not allowed to scream, but we won't get there. We won't get to the stairs because this is perfect timing to get those 2 KOs on this hallway. And as long as he has lethal melees, which of course he does, it's 1 kill and the scrap sword. As long as she doesn't fall in line. That seemed a bit close, but very nice clutch. And Mika's out with, I would say, a first try. A very solid Chongqing already ends Mika's stint. And we can see Giggs loading into Mendoza now, which is map number 5, as Linux has connection issues, but luckily just a couple seconds every time. Couple of seconds lots of times. But yeah, map number 5. Dan Yates, injected poison suit. Tamara Vidal, loud SMG mercenary. And I think this is a spin that looks scarier than it is, because you just need to start Shrine. Mastery 9, I hope he has enough mastery for that. He's looking towards tasting room start, and that will make Tamara as well a bit harder. If there is a way to start Shrine or not isolate Tamara in those flowers, he can still Seeker Tamara. Let's see if that will be the case. Yeah, we are also going to see the modern pneumatic syringe. Wonder on whom. But yeah, this is Tamara isolation, which will make this hard. Loud Tamara, loud Tamara and live Yates is scary combo, but you could combine it with Shrine start. Not sure if he has the mastery for that though. Shout out to Mendoza, or like speaking of Mendoza, the buff guy has recently posted the What is Hitman Roulette episode 19, as I think that was a loud Psy KO for Linux and has to restart. Very nicely set up, but losing the green guns there. And just wanted to say that now we have What is Hitman Roulette episode 19 Mendoza, and there's one comment in the Discord to that so far, and Giggs saying thank you, so hopefully he was able to watch some of it in the last half hour. But the problem here is that we are going to see the isolation, but now Don is KO'd and you cannot do the injected poison there, sadly. Yeah, there's a couple of ways this strategy just doesn't want to work out, because yeah, as Mendo is just saying that there's no lethal syringe on the map. There's a pneumatic syringe by Giggs for an injected poison kill where the target is already KO'd. And it's not even the case of the targets being mixed up, because both targets are now KO'd. And Giggs can get that first kill, but I don't think there's even allowed SMG up here. He would need to get to his agency pickup. If this was consume poison, which is not a legal kill by the way, then yeah, plenty of ways to use the There is the distillation kit, which is used in Dartmoor as well to turn emetic poison into lethal, but you, as far as I know, you cannot turn emetic syringes into lethal syringes, so sadly it won't be working out. But also with Dawn KO, that's just never going to make this run viable. Linux setting up. Yeah, that would be incredible if that was possible. Just not really sure, because we are now seeing geeks trying to approach the suit. So hopefully the realization will come sooner rather than later. Linux has the setup for the explosion accident, and it looks like he's opting for an exit kill. Don't really see now which bodies were not hidden or just wants to go safe. Perfectly viable, of course. Geeks is looking to get the agency pickup, which is a floor below. The map says that it's on this floor, but I guess it's half a floor below. It cannot be above, so hopefully we can see Geeks drop down to these tunnels. And then we'll have the agency pickup, which is... I mean, it's most likely a loud SMG, but just in case it's not, it will be interesting to see. Linux takes the scrap sword as the facility security. So now everything is ready for the imaging kill. And then he will turn back into the perfect test subject and get the explosion accident kill on exit. And we will have things even out. But now there's the replan. And thank goodness that there is a little poison in Giggs' inventory. Luckily, so hopefully no one takes this out of context, but because of the two mistakes, I guess it's even better that it was noticed, I guess quite soon or not as late. And now we see parking lot start, which is good for suit start, and then you can make Tamara sick at the 3-minute mark, so I think it's a much better approach, and glad to see Giggs the replan. And yeah, Mika already... No, Mika's back. Mika did leave a bit for exam setup, most likely. Probably Mika came back and let them know that the loadout is not possible, or at least KOing done is not possible. So that's a big fab. And not sure if Geeks has anything to open this door with, this gate. Yeah. So it's going to be a bit of back and forth and another replan. Yeah, not many items there as I'm switching to map number 5 and Soviet Dubov. Who is now live as well. It's nice to see. I know that Soviet wasn't sure if he could make it to the start or he would be a bit later. But he's ready to continue this event, and players are tied up at the moment. Just approaching the 5th spin at the start of the spin as well. And now, of course, the big conundrum, how to get to Dimension without a crowbar. Yes, Alonso, good question from chat. If Mika forfeited, well, technically, Duck Norris forfeited one map at the beginning, which means that there is a possibility that the Burly men finish on our screen first, but with the added penalty of the first map taking 30 minutes, we might see NezukoXPenguinXSoviet finish second, but actually taking less time. So we will wait out both teams as long as the admin deems necessary, and Mendo will be running those numbers. And just for instance, the first map took 90 minutes for NezukoXPenguinXSoviet and was an instant forfeit by Burly. So if the Burly win by less than 11 minutes, then Nezuko's team can win. Or in other words, after Burly finishes, NezukoXPenguinXSoviet have 11 minutes to finish. Now, Giggs with the big moment. Can he get the live poke there? No, not this time. So that's a 2-minute restart. But he got the plan there. That will be the live kill for Dawn, getting a mercenary disguise, and then making Tamarasik at the reception before the 3-minute mark. It is 11 minutes because the Burly took 30 minutes and Nezuko's team took 90 minutes. So you can imagine that's just an 11-minute difference besides what you can see on the screens. So a definitely interesting way to start for Soviet. And we'll be getting the wetsuit and should maybe still have time to get Dawn downstairs. Let's see, I guess if it's 120 to get the wetsuit, 150 to get back to the mansion grounds, then it's not quite unlikely, and we have the confirmation now, it's 24 minutes on Nezuko's side. I guess that's why we leave it to the admin, but yeah. Yeah, just seeing some confusion in the chat by a participant because we will have the other match starting right after this one. I still cannot get it, Geeks. But it's quite close now, and just needs the right head turn, or if Mika can tell him, but Mika's not there anymore, if Mika can tell him to aim at Dawn's head, then it should be much easier. Perhaps this try or this time. So we will see Giggs try again. I think it's a flashed out approach, of course not without risks, but don't have to do anything specific or risky there. And we can see Soviet's approach with the waiter start, and Soviet will attempt this loud kill out in this open. Could also be a ethic snipe, so it's not necessarily the scary thought you would imagine. So let's see how it will be possible. So Giggs made a distraction for Valentina. Oh no. This almost worked out so well. That's the body found, but that's still the punch. There was the prompt. Giggs was so close to getting that. basically everything works out except the peekaboo, because Don was already standing up. He was going to see the body and not 47. I think this is all doable now. I think Giggs has figured this out. 50 minutes to go, and we can see a finish, or at least a don't kill with this try. Very likely. Soviet still waiting. Well, Soviet can't be waiting, but he's the waiter in the mansion grounds. And I think he's looking to get rid of some NPCs or just go for tomorrow first altogether, which is the case now, and then just do second cycle shenanigans for Dawn, at least starting in the lawyer's room. I guess we'll see in a couple minutes.
Yes.
So Giggs held back a bit more because of rustling the bushes. But now 115, he gets to the bottom of the pipe, and there's a distraction for Valentina. Unless that fell through everything, I'm not quite sure about that. But should still be doable. And Don is sitting back down. But Valentina is going down. Don is being locked down. As you can see, the snipe on Soviet's end. We can see the bullets flying nearby. Some of those bullets definitely hitting Valentina, Tamara. Giggs once again mid down, panicking. But gets the poke, and there's the down kill. And no one heard. So no chance to get a mercenary this way, but that's the much quicker approach and much calmer with less panic. Soviet also getting some nice progress with the Tamara snipe being concluded. Don is being locked down, which sets his cycle back by a couple minutes, but Soviet's priority is now the wetsuit, so no problems there. Now let's see what has Giggs going for the Tamara Seeker. I think that will be one scary angle at this timing, but he gets one of the mercenaries up here. But Valentina is also coming. Where is she coming or going? Nice Chandler. I'm not sure if all three had hits. Sadly, the last one didn't, but Giggs is one kill away from a one throw away from a safe mercenary disguise, and that should be investigated by the mercenary. Surely not Valentina. There we go. And that's going to be a nice corner to do, unless some mirrors are acting up. Still green, still green. And that should be doable for Giggs. Scary because the body wasn't able to be grabbed, but now he won't be trespassing and won't have any enforcers nearby. Soviet in the wetsuit. Just needs Dawn from this point. But starts some peekaboo going. Needs to wait until the guard is in position again. Very important seeker shot coming up for Giggs. You have no knowledge of who you get rouged by if you are a guard, so you can feel safe but still get compromised immediately after. This is going to be big. If it works for Giggs, it's a big win. If it doesn't, it's a big loss. I think that's kind of concealed. It's a good angle, and that hit, and still green guns. Very nicely done by Giggs. Soviet now, waiting for Dawn to come back. And this will be the next part of his cycle, and there will be a time where Dawn is entirely alone in that room. Just need to dodge those two. Two mercenaries. But Valentina is coming back. That door was opened at the perfect time. Any later and there's an issue. Oh, Giggs is a very risky throw. Basically in front of the mirrors. So let's see how can he take care of these bodies. Tamara is coming, but which stall will she go towards? Usually it's the middle one. It's a big guessing game. Needs to hide that body before Tamara arrives, and then it still be possibly difficult.
Take a good look at this one.
Because she's coming in the middle one, needs to take care of the guard. And I think that's been concealed, as Soviet is also going for great moves with the live suit kill, and will be finishing Mendoza, but it's so crazy plays from both sides. But Tamara needs to be KO'd really soon. I think that works, and I don't think anyone heard it. Soviet is out, and Giggs is very close to finishing as well. You can see the final spin there. No time limit, cannot be forfeited. Janus Loud SMG as James Betty. Nolan Cassidy, Pistol as Police Deputy. Well then, Giggs now knows where the agency pickup is, and that is indeed Loud SMG, 2 doors away from the closest NPC. So that will be a very straightforward second kill and an exit, and both players will be in Whittleton Creek in just a minute's time. As long as all the doors are closed here. I'm not sure if you closed the first one, and that's not the correct disguise. Mercenary is the correct disguise, yeah, I think just making sure. Loud SMG is there, and red guns turn to green. Giggs will be finishing Mendoza. And let's see if Tamara doesn't teleport, and the issue here with Mendoza spins is that you cannot go to the next map until the end of the dance. So it might even be faster to go Vineyard. Of course the card would be the quickest, but I'm not sure. Yes, Giggs does have the keys. So that's the good play there. To just exit there with the car, and then we will have both players on map number 6. Soviet starting Fumigation, which is very close to Betty, or I guess the Betty disguise. It makes a lot of sense. Police Deputy is fairly easy to get. So there's the Dawn, awaiting verification, and now the Burly men are also in Whittleton Creek. As Alright, so Soviet is now in Whittleton, and starting with Betty, I wonder if Nolan will be isolated quickly with Fumigation, for example. There is still the chance after the 2 clues being acquired. Fast start by Soviet getting the lawsuit and the cigar box within 35 seconds. But I think that will be Garage for Soviet, the safe choice, at least for this spin. Giggs is trying to get the Police Deputy, but was seen shooting that dart, so has to restart. But he has eyes on the first kill already, or the first disguise already. So another loud kill, which probably means gramophone more often than not. Using the pipe to infiltrate. Now sadly Soviet gets caught just passing. So suppose the disguises aren't mixed up, this would just mean an early isolation on Janus. This is close and I'm not sure if it's going to work out. It did work out. Giggs is in with the right weapon, with the wrong disguise, but gramophone can be turned on and the target and the guard isolated. Soviet this time stays as fumigator. But has the 2 clues down already. And now as Betty he can approach the Janus household and gets the 2 subdues on the left hand side. Now it's just really important not to see any loud gunshots because that would be a wrong kill. But this is a scary, meticulous preparation for a kill which would not be legal.
I have to tell you.
Oh, Giggs replanning. He noticed the wrong kill, but wanted to... I didn't want to salvage it, because it would be too much backtracking anyway. And Giggs has full mastery in Whittleton, so that's good. He can pick any of the agency pickups as well, and starting with the bench he will have the loud SMG. Basically really quickly acquired. I'm not sure if he already picked out the little gun. Yeah, it's to retrieve, and now he has 3 firearms. But he's going for deputy again with a pistol. So now he's gone completely for the Cassidy kill. Which is fine as long as he doesn't make too much preparations for the Janus kill. I'm just a bit concerned here. Well, in any case, still the 2 clues for Soviet. Doesn't want to miss that throw. We'll be getting the 3rd clue in a moment. Correct disguise as well. Someone coming down to investigate the door, but shouldn't be seeing any bodies. And I wonder if the plan is to make this a soundproof kill, I apologize, or to hide everyone and then quickly hide Janus as well. It's a lot of bodies here. There's a loud SMG as well. I'm not sure if Soviet brought in as his pickup. So now Janus is cycling back. Couple options here. Downstairs ISO, gramophone ISO. What do you want to make soundproof, or do you have a way to hide all the bodies necessary? 3 downstairs and 2 upstairs. Weighing his options, and that was immediately seen by outside that window. Janus is talking to a guard at the end of his first cycle. That's a big restart for Soviet. I think that was about 4 minutes. It has to be replayed, but perhaps with some better timings he won't have the same issues, or it may be a bit better situation for him. Giggs getting the last clue now, the first clue now, because he's starting suit, so he hasn't been next to Betty yet. Evidence also good. Green gun KO for Soviet. Wasn't any silent or anything, but it's perfectly fine. And the Giggs has isolated Janus. Oh, that was somehow not a trespassing action. Risky play by Giggs, but once he gets to the party, he should be good to go. But when will be that case, he's going from the Janus trespassing area to the Helen trespassing area to the Cassidy trespassing area. But at last, he's on public grounds again, and I think he's looking for that garage in just a minute or so. You really don't want to turn on or trigger the proxy conversation with the phone, and then you should have the double KO and the kill by the 4.5 minute mark, 4:45 by the latest. And that is perfect timing to get Betty in the meantime. Just need to be aware of his cycles and enforcing status. But no whoosh is the case here. And this guy is secured for later. So Giggs is looking out whether to go for Cassidy or the third clue chooses Cassidy. And when inside the garage with the bump, the kill is delayed by the second KO on the same person, which was allowed on the guard's head, but there's a silence pistol kill, and now it's definitely close or correct. And Giggs is one kill away from finishing the stint. But whether if it means a win or not is not as easy to say because of the early forfeit. To remember, Dartmoor had to forfeit Sapienza. The Burly men is on their 5th map only. NezukoXPenguinXSoviet are on their 6th, and this will be a factor if we see a close finish. Soviet Dubov. 2 clues and the gramophone already triggered, which will make Janus sprint up. With Gunther lagging behind. I think Gunther is quite close this time. You can always try to maybe make a case for get a kill before Gunther arrives here, but that won't be the case here. And that's the KO and the subdue. This will be red momentarily, but all that matters is that if sorry, let's finish the thought here. All that matters is to get back the green guns. Big moment for Soviet. That's a loud shot. And the dump. And you are not being... I was gonna say that he's not being surrounded, but he still made it really close to the 2 guards approaching. That's the first kill down. Still getting caught on camera. but can just go down here and get that last clue. Delete the evidence. And just go for Cassidy, which is, for Soviet, will be a bit tough because of the timing. As Giggs is going back to the start, he's being surrounded by the guards again. Arc Society, November 13. The constant meeting is the cigar box. So maybe he didn't pick it up. Oh, he has to come back here to get the last clue. Oh, and Giggs restarting. Which body was found there? I guess he was confused. It was just Janus set up, right? So what would the red gun? It shouldn't be a concern. But you don't lose the constant clue. Sorry. So I wasn't exactly sure about this one. Nice run by Giggs, but has to restart, and now Soviet 6 minutes into the run, but definitely facing some difficulties here, as Civilian is going to look out for the deputy's body. Soviets will just go for a safer deputy. Inside this shed, just one lure away. As long as he has another melee item, and he closes the door. I have lost runs to this, so hopefully he closes the door and then gets these guys very nicely. So just a Nolan kill remaining. Giggs is also with the isolation, but we may not see the end of this run as long as Soviet can get the second cycle garage. Will it be anything quicker than that? I think the guard is away. The guard is not there because he's looking for the sedated deputy. But Cassidy carries on regardless, so it's just the barbecue discussion, the phone call, and then the garage. No other clues to take. And then that should be the end of it. But still a bit to go. And as long as Soviet doesn't trigger the phone call, I think that's the one crucial problem here. The barbecue party happens regardless, that's no issue. The phone call, not sure what the second cycle phone call is about, but just the wait, just the painful wait. It's definitely not over because Soviet can obviously take forever on a no time limit map, and I just mean the 6 map in general, so it can never be over until one of the teams finishes. So let's see, Soviet. Just 2 KOs away. It's a silent kill, so going live as well. Gets a target lockdown. Oh, okay, so the lady was running, but not because of the panic, but because of she's a jogger, so nothing can happen now. Surely that's the sub 10 green gun exit. And the match for Nezuko Penguin Soviet will be a 6-5. Very respectful race, and definitely a close one. First 5-star finish, also respectable. So GG's. And really want to thank the Burly man for participating, because this will be the end of their run. If I can show the brackets here, and yeah, they do show. The Burly man will be out now after the end of the loser bracket round 1, and Nezuko Penguin Soviet will be moving on to losers round 2, and will be facing the, well, it's a bit tough to say yet, the loser of the second match of round 2, which is the winner of Penguins versus Average RR Enjoyers and the Sheets Enthusiast. Speaking of this last round 1 match, that will begin right now, right here, after the 15-minute break, so I assume 30 past the hour, but let's see, the match info is now posted, 29 past the hour, let's be precise there. So it will be here, another match here, and see you guys for that. Thank you again for watching, everyone, and GG's to both teams for playing. See you guys soon.